Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Today is, of course, Comics News Today, and we are joined by a panel, a big panel here. We're going to be talking to them, and of course, I am Chester C. Busby III. I'm very happy to have you guys here. Thank you very much, and of course, we'd really appreciate you take a look at our links and things we have down below. We have our fan speak, of course, which is growing every day, and really happy about that. And we also have our links down to me if you want to get in contact with me to be on this show, or if you want to be on the fan edition of Drone a Quarter, which is, of course, coming up today in a couple of hours. We appreciate all your involvement coming over and checking that out, too, because that's a lot of fun. But also, hitting that share button and letting everybody know what's going on would be really helpful because, as we all know, YouTube doesn't like to send notifications. It is what it is, right? But I'm excited. We got a cool show today because we're going to be talking to a really fun guest. But first, let me come over to my panel and talk to them before we jump in and talk to him. Of course, we're joined by the chairman himself, Mr. DeWolf. How you doing, dude?
Over checking that out.
Well, someone's got me on echo there. Is your mic working today, DeWolf? Guess not. How about you, Denelli? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Cornelius.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That sounds like my grandmother. All right. And also, we got George in here. Hey, George.
Hey, how you doing? It wasn't my fault.
No.
It was totally your fault.
Okay, all right.
We'll have a court case and make a decision on that one, George.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, we're also joined by our guest today. We have Chuck from Sporkman. Sporkman Goes Japan. Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. Just having a today off, getting some stuff done for the campaign, and getting to come on here. Thank you.
Oh no, man! Happy to have you, dude. I've really enjoyed the Sporkman thing. It's a clever idea, and it's a lot of fun. You're a lot of fun when we talk to you, and of course, you've been over here involved with our show for quite a while. We're not only happy to have you here, we're proud to have you here, dude. And
thank you, appreciate it.
And we want to jump right into it. I guess first thing we should do with you is just introduce yourself, tell people who you are, and then we'll get into the project. All right?
Sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Chuck. I am one of the co-creators of Sporkman. Also with the I do the social media aspect and some writing and all the digital aspects, like doing the digital editing. I'll be compiling the comic and stuff like that to send to the publisher and everything. So I'm a multi-talented. Plus, I also run the YouTube channel.
There you go. There you go. And, yeah, we writers tend to have to take on responsibility of everything else, don't we?
Yeah, for sure.
But it might as well, I guess. The artists are kind of have their nose in something for hours and hours a day. So it is interesting how difficult it is, how little an artist can put out in a day. Yeah, it's a tough job. It's tough to be an artist and actually make money at it, I think, especially in this medium. We love our artists, of course. But today we have a bunch of writers on. Oh no, we have George. He does art too. Hi, George.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings. How are you? Great to be here.
Yeah, and of course George does both. You're a multitasker, huh?
Yes, I do art and lettering and drawing and something else. I forgot what it was.
Writing, joke making.
Writing. That's a joke. Yeah.
Joking, right?
Yeah. What I call research for dad jokes.
Oh my God! Between you and both, man, it's unbelievable.
Did I bring up something testy here? Okay.
Yes, you did. I don't like the dad jokes. I want good jokes.
It reminds him of his own bad jokes.
Hey, now.
we don't because we don't laugh at it.
Hey,
at least you get a chuckle out.
Yeah, but see, my bad jokes are in Japanese usually, so take that. Hi,
yeah, and I hear your wife groaning.
Yeah, well, she does. Bullet says, hello, Chester. Hey, what's up, Bullet? We got Eric. We have Evan Von Skyper, excuse me. He says, where's Gary? Oh. Nick, I think that was for you, Sporkman. Nick W says, hi, everybody. We got Roger Heller in here. Says, hey there, guys. How's it going? Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic day. Well, I'm having a fantastic day, dude. It's absolutely gorgeous day out, actually, today. And I'm going to be out running around in it in a matter of hours. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. But But so Chuck, now you do all those things over there with Sporkman, but what other kind of experience have you had? I mean, what else have you worked on?
Uh, Primarily, I've done Sporkman. That's been our comic focus. We have started now branching out into other comics, but I have done film a few years ago. I'd say about 10 years ago. My two best friends, and I made a short film called The Moving Picture. And basically, it's about three guys trying to make their first science fiction film.
Oh, that's interesting. That sounds
Yeah, and I've also done I met my two best friends at a haunted house. I actually done acting before and stuff like that, mostly local stuff. I was in a project called Dark Operations, which was a local film series here in Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool. Now, after haunted house, I didn't hear anything because my brain started immediately going to haunted houses. No, see, 'cause over here where I'm living, I have created like a haunted house kind of Halloween festival for the local kids for a long time. So I'm kind of making one for the kids here, but I haven't been to one myself in decades. And I
Same
remember.
here.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
remember though. I used to go to one up in Boston, or outside, just outside Boston, I think. And that thing was mammoth. It was huge, and they had all the stars too. I mean, I seen Elvira over there. I seen the dude who played Jason Voorhees. Whole bunch of famous people throughout the years that would go to that haunted house. It was a big deal. And that was a lot of fun. Now, the haunted house you were talking about, was that a big deal, or was that just some little local creation?
It was actually a production done. Got a couple people from Hollywood actually came out, and they were from this area. They were from Pennsylvania, and they actually were trying to start something new. And it was a movie-themed haunted house. Like we had a couple scenes. We have a place called the Farm Show. I live near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, which is our state capital. So we have this big farm show building, and that's where they do a lot of stuff. So that's where we were having the project at. And basically, we had these different sets. Like the first set was Hellraiser. The next set was like a scene from Dracula. We had a scene from Aliens. Then there was like kind of like this barbarian scene. And then the scene I was in was actually kind of a mummy scene. And I actually was the mummy. So, and then I also helped, like, we would actually, like, all the actors would actually help, manage the sets and stuff like that. Like, my best friend was one of the guides, and then my other friend, who's my best friend that we do Sporkman with, Eric, he was doing, like, behind-the-scenes stuff, like special effects and sound and video and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool, dude. Yeah, my brother does a lot of that stuff. He loves doing the haunted houses. The haunted house I put on in the Halloween festival is not that sophisticated. They're basically for elementary school kids, right? But it works really well. What I do is I took and I built these that A-bar that you use in concrete. Well, I took the really thin version of it and I bent them into, I don't know, about 5 foot so tall, maybe about 6 foot tall little screens, black cloth-clad screens, and I made a whole bunch of them, right? So I can build up this path on the stage. You know how like a school will have like a little stage for the kids to do little shows or whatever, and pull the curtains tight, and I would build it on that stages. And what I would do is I can move the panels, and we can move in and out, and I'd have all kind of creepy things, and I'd come out and we'd jump out, but occasionally I would, because they usually go through with their mother, right? They're little kids. And I remember one time there was this little girl, she was so terrified, right? And her mother was equally terrified, right? And so I had this big, huge black cloak. I opened the thing and I came up behind them and I literally just enveloped her, picked her up, and disappeared behind the screens with her. And that kid lost her mind, man. The mother did too. She thought she was about to die. It was funny.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I knew them, obviously, so
right.
But that was a lot of fun. I love those kind of things. But nevertheless, that has nothing to do with Sporkman. So let's get back on track. Not
a problem.
On a tangent.
Hey, it's a good thing we got things in common. That's always good.
It is. Yeah. No. But anyway, let's talk about Sporkman Goes to Japan, because I do have a question. Why is he going to Japan?
So he basically is going to Japan as a superhero exchange program. He basically, our first issue starts out where he's at a local sci-fi convention. He actually stops a bombing there, and he gets invited to go to join the superhero league called DUH, which is an acronym for the Department of Unusual Humans. So,
okay.
Yeah. yeah. So it worked really well when we were doing the art. We're like, well, what should we call it? We're like, duh. We're unusual humans. Sporkman, come on, he's unusual. So that's where that kind of came out of. But so anyhow, he basically he goes to Japan on an exchange program, and he actually was the last person picked. Everybody else that they wanted basically was not available.
I see. The last choice. Oh.
Yeah, the last choice. My tagline is always, he's the hero that Japan never wanted, but he became the hero that Japan needed.
Oh, there you go. So this comic, we've talked about it before, of course, but this comic certainly has some Tick feels to it, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Very comedic. If you like, now we don't go kind of like, Tick. Sometimes I know it can be a little edgy, and I've actually only ever watched like one episode of the Tick. I know sometimes it can get a little edgy. We kind of keep that back. We're kind of more on the comedic, clean aspect of it.
Sure.
Of the series.
Well, I guess Tech would have a little bit of innuendo, but not that bad.
Yeah.
But I am over here on the Indiegogo page. Of course, guys, at Indiegogo, Sporkman Goes to Japan. You can also find that through IndieCron quite easily. And of course, IndieCron is a sponsor of this channel, which we appreciate. But Sporkman Goes to Japan. I'm looking over here, I'm showing the art off. And we have some colored pages, which we didn't have a lot of that last time. So this is kind of a new thing. And Natsumi is doing your coloring, right?
Ginger Foxy.
I mean Ginger Foxy. Okay. Natsumi is the character. Sorry.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Ginger.
So we
Foxy.
actually.
What exactly is a Ginger Foxy?
That's her persona name.
Ginger Foxy. So she's a red-headed foxy lady, I guess. Interesting.
Yeah, she basically does a lot with like foxes, ponies, and stuff like that.
I see. Furry stuff.
It's furry stuff.
Cool. It's quite
she does
popular.
a lot more. Yeah, she does a lot more other stuff though too. As you see, she's done some actual art for us. I commissioned her to do a poster of Natsumi, which is right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That was done by her. Fantastic work in her color. Everything she's done there was fantastic. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring her on is because she actually, back last year, she did a My Little Pony homage where we did ponyfying all the a lot of indie comic characters, and we made Sporkman into a pony. And she actually did because him being a superhero, she did this artwork with him with the 6 mane from My Little Pony. And I fell in love with that image, and my niece loves it. So I kind of really wanted to bring her on the project in some way. Where our last colors, unfortunately, because of our funding limit, we couldn't bring them on this time. So she was willing to come on this time with us, and she does a great job.
Well, she does. It looks great. And you had said that you didn't do risque stuff, and then I'm looking at this picture, and then I realized, well, there's no nipples anyway. So you're right.
Yeah.
It is not risque.
Yeah. That was actually done by Danku. He's also I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's on Twitter. I actually commissioned him to do a Natsumi version, more anime style. Yeah. So I think he did a fantastic job. Now the coloring was actually done by me. I actually did using clip art. I used their AI functionality and stuff like that, and I got that coloring on it. So
that's cool, dude. And of course, the one thing that interests me about your project, which I'm seeing here again, of course, is this amazing Sporkman mini that you can get.
Yep. Yep. We're going to only have 4 figures available right now. Down the road, we do want to open up to a little bit more, but these are actually handmade by my best friend, who is also a co-creator of Sporkman, Eric. So he, he's got to, mold them, and he's got to individually handcraft like the head and the gauntlets and stuff like that. So that takes a lot of time.
If you want to mass produce these things, a person you should talk to would be Model 3.
Yeah, we plan on talking. Actually, we're going to be doing something through Wicked with him on that. This is something we're going to possibly doing separately. We actually want to do like a whole run of like a different, like a whole Sporkman dedicated run, which we're talking about maybe going and having them done in Hong Kong, possibly.
I see.
And have them do like a whole set. Whereas with Wicked, they're going to do like limited print figures with model. We want to do like a whole dedicated 7 action figures of Sporkman.
Oh, that's
figures.
cool. Yeah, and of course George, who is sitting here with us, he does this kind of stuff too.
Awesome.
Yes, I would model. What I do is I manufacture on demand. I got high-end quality 3D printers, and I've been producing retail-ready product off of them.
Yeah.
So what I could do is model it, and every sale would be a profit because there's no inventory.
Yeah, we got a lot of talent over here in this community. That is for sure, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
it's
do.
really cool. Yeah. Now I am sitting here looking at a piece of art which I've actually seen come together, mainly behind the scenes because I do some stuff with Brad, and always when we're chatting or getting ready to do a show or something like that, was always working on this thing. So I've seen this come together actually, and I'm glad to finally see some color coming on it because I know he's working on that as well. But yeah, this is a really cool piece by Brad.
Yeah, I got to thank Slick Jimmy for introducing me to Brad, because we were originally going to go with the Killbox cover, but we talked with Brad. He approached us on some things, and he felt that his opinion as a comic book, him working at a comic book shop, he's like, hey, you need a little bit more dynamic picture and stuff like that. And I'm really glad. We've been really pleased with all our art. But I think Brad just really knocked it out of the park with that cover.
Brad is a really good artist. This is true. Yeah. But it is cool. Here's one from Killbox. You're getting a lot of people involved and excited about it. And it's kind of one of those cool things. And I really wish it would we can get you guys to the right place with the right people, because I think this could blow up, right? Because it's fun. It's a fun Tick-esque type of character, Sporkman. It's fun to say. I know I've loved it since I first saw it. I mean, Edwin loves it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a big supporter of you guys.
John Malin too. They both were kind of really upset that we didn't make our funding the last time. I know a lot of people were.
Yeah.
So so we're really hoping to hope that we can get this. I think now that we got Ginger's color done this time, we got some color pieces done. Last time we didn't have a cover done. I think that hurt us. Now that we got a little bit more things done, I think this is gonna really come together.
Yeah, it is interesting to see what hits and what doesn't. And I suppose it has to do with exposure, because we've seen several projects which absolutely should be hitting things, like Sporkman, Handyman. I'd even say Tales from Beyond the Gate, which I'm working on. That's a ridiculously amazing project. That thing should be well over it's a requirement by now, well over. I mean, it's just a killer project. This one too, and it's interesting to see what hits and what doesn't, because we'll see people put out the same project several times and they haven't even delivered the original book yet, and they make crank money on it, right? So it's like, it's a interesting formula that I guess we need to figure out, right?
For sure. I was talking with Gary about that the other night because, Gary Shipman, and I was on his channel the other night. We were talking about that. A lot of it comes down to your project, first off. That's first and foremost. And I think the second thing is how you sell yourself, because you really are the salesman of the project. You know what I mean? I could go out there and put it out there, but if I don't show it anything to sell the project, how are you going to be knowing how to back this project?
That's a good point. Yeah, but I think this is a great looking project, and watching this over the time, because this is your relaunch you have going on here. We've been paying attention. Of course, we've spoken before about Sporkman. I think it's the third time actually that we've at least focused on it on the show here, at least. And one thing I have to say, compliment you on, is the page looks better each time. This is a solid page, man. I like it. What do you think, Denelli? Okay,
it's pretty cool. No, that's good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I like it.
No,
that's all right.
I really went back to one of the things I did was I got some input from somebody. I actually had a couple people critique the page. There was a couple things like they kind of like the way I had wording. They liked, but they gave me some suggestion on formatting and stuff like that. So I really, and even taking like your advice, I know one of the big things I know from your last advice from you guys. You guys had said there was a couple things you had given suggestion on the last thing, and my partner was like, no, we shouldn't do that. I'm like, no, listen, Chester knows what he's talking about. These guys know what they're talking about. You need to listen to me, So I really kind of overrode my partner and saying, look, this is what needs to be done, because I took advice. I looked at what John said. I looked at what Edwin said, what you said, Slick Jimmy and a few other people, and I really took it all together. And I went out to look at what other successful campaigns did, and that's how I went to try to format it.
Yeah, I think you've done a good job with it, and of course, we're not the beginning or the end of anything, but we do spend a lot of time looking at Indiegogo pages. And so yeah, but I think it's much improved. It's really really nice, and it's a fun project. I really hope this hits for you this time, dude. I really hope you make some money on it, and of course everybody here that's listening, you guys should definitely check it out if you haven't. Of course, over here we always follow the format of back what you like. But back something. Support what's going on with the indie revival. We're all about that here. But of course, we're not we're not a bunch of zombies do this, and everybody's on board whether you like it or not. We don't do like that. The cream will rise to the top as it should, right? Free market and all. But this is a cool project. I mean, come on, it's Sporkman in Japan. I mean, it's awesome, dude. So definitely go check this out. It's a really fun project, and I really hope it hits for you, dude.
I think hopefully the other thing is, our price point is really what will pull people in, for what we're offering. $15 for the buy-in, you get 91 pages, for individual floppies, and then the trades at 25 with extra bonus art and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm really hoping.
I'm looking at the perks right now, and it's 3 floppies, comics, plus a poster for $15. That's nice. I know it's in Japanese yen, but relax. It's $15.
We also are offering a decal on that too. Now, the other thing too is if somebody doesn't want to go at the floppy aspect, if they're in an area that doesn't get good shipping or it costs too much to ship, we do have it at the same thing. They can select that same thing. They could go the digital route if they want to too.
I see. Yeah, no, shipping is killer. And when you're doing a project, it comes down to, and I don't know if everyone listening, the consumer understands this, but and I've learned a lot myself being involved in the Tails project, right? Because we banged our heads over shipping quite a bit and took time, and George was quite helpful with that, actually. Thank you, George. But the one thing about shipping is you have to make a decision. Either you absorb it in the price of the book, or you don't. Either way, the consumer is still paying for it, but it comes down to, I guess, the visual perception, the perception of it, right? But because if you absorb it into the price and then the shipping looks a little cheaper, people seem to think they're getting a deal, but you're not. It's all the same either way, and obviously with this price point, you're not absorbing the shipping at all. And why should you? It's not your responsibility. But shipping is, especially internationally, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, $25-$30 depending where you're going for often things that aren't of less value, right? And I have to do it all the time, man. Been living here in Japan 2 decades, dude. I constantly have to put out huge money on shipping.
It's the other way. And it's the other way around here, because I order a lot of stuff from Japan too, because I get a lot of Figma figures and stuff like that aren't coming to here to America, and I probably spend $40-$50 on shipping to get those figures here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And you know why? It's because over here in Japan, and it makes sense too. But over here in Japan, the government wants the Japanese to spend money on Japanese things. Right? They don't want them buying stuff outside the country. So they put on ridiculous tariffs, and they kind of hide their tariffing inside their shipping is what they do. So it's intentional to keep outside stuff outside of the country. And I get why they do that, and it is a smart thing to do. I mean, ultimately, it is the smart thing to do, but it just kind of kills the whole idea of especially here in Japan, because they love talking about globalism. They love the globalism, but they're not very globalistic. You know,
No, not at all.
not at all. I see this trade paperback. Tell me about this one, dude. This is
So
$25.
so the trade paperback basically is going to be 91 pages of story, and plus they will get about 10 to 15, possibly more pages of artwork. Waiting for some of the fan art people to send back their artists if they agreed to have their art in there. So, so that's what that is. Plus, you get the Kobox poster. You'll get a Sporkman decal along with that.
Ah, cool, dude. And once again, look at the page count, 90 plus, $25, right? But how many of these projects do we see come out with 40 some pages for the same price, right? So, well, not only is a cool looking project, a fun looking project, it's also a valued project at 90 plus pages. Once again, there's many projects going on that are like that, and unfortunately, we're not seeing a lot of push on those things, unfortunately. But that's good. That's a nice page count, dude. $25, 90 plus pages, sweet. And you get Brad's cover, awesome.
Yep. Also, what we're also offering now on the first 100 backers, we're going to do a digital print of Ginger Foxy's. So, like, when you get the Killbox poster, you'll actually get an 11 by 17 art print of Ginger Foxy's art along with that too.
Oh,
that's
sweet.
The one above. Yep.
And here and this one right here is giving you a trade and everything together. Basically, everything we saw before together.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was feedback from a lot of people wanted both the floppies and trade. There was a few people who didn't, and the problem is if they order a trade tier and then they order a floppy tier, they're getting double prices for shipping. So why not do one shipping price, both of them together?
Now, there is a further suggestion that I have, and I think I suggested this before, but this little mock-up you have, the T-shirt, the decal, and of course the figure down here, I would take those images and I would create a section over here in your page, and I would put them in and have them bigger so people can see them better, and have them detailed over here somewhere on the left-hand side, because it's very hard to see here. And you should bring it out so people say, oh, a T-shirt, oh, a decal, this miniature type of thing. I would suggest you just have it over here on the left as well, so we can see it.
Oh, okay.
Clear.
Okay.
But this is an interesting one with the T-shirt, though. A lot of people love T-shirts, man. And we're working on one for the Tales book too. Everyone is. Did you do a T-shirt, George, on Joe King?
Yes, I have an entire store of T-shirts, hoodies, cups, and all that stuff, but I did not include it in the campaign. It's a separate store altogether.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I think I noticed that, actually. Now, this right here is everything plus Spork figure. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's $150,
correct.
Yeah?
Yep. So basically, you're gonna get a trade. You're gonna get the floppies. You're gonna get a T-shirt. You're gonna get You're gonna get the Killbox poster. You're gonna get the Sporkman decal, and you're also going to get the Sporkman figure.
Awesome, dude. I see over here in the chat we have Dragon has come in. We got Chicken Sith in here. We got James GSR. Hey. We got Eric Boyd in here. Thank you. And we have the Ryan Cardinal as well, amazing artist. And they're all saying hello to each other. It's very nice. Thank you guys for being in here. And do us a favor and hit that share button and let everybody know what's going on over here so we can get more people in here to check out Sporkman. Please. And that's your. Oh, you got another one here. Uh-oh. This is 3 Mon. This is a big one. What's going on with this one? This is $300.
So that is actually the top tier right now is the actual print. Somebody will actually get the actual physical artwork of Killbox's cover or Killbox's poster.
That's cool.
So not only you get a digital print, you're going to get the official black and white art piece.
I see. Now that's cool, dude. A lot of people offer those kind of things where you get the original art, page of art, and stuff like that. I think it's a good idea. It's fun.
It is. I wish I had more money. I could do that and get some of these art pieces from people because I love them. But I'm just glad to support people, and if people like it. Now that we are in the talks with Brad to see if he would be open to possibly do possibly his cover for somebody at a tier. So I'm waiting on that. So that may become an open tier later on.
I can kick him in the head a couple times if you'd like.
That's all on him. He may want to keep it, because that art piece is a beautiful piece of work. So
it is a good piece of work. It is. But cool. Now, of course, I've been chatting along here and asking questions, interacting with the chat. But we do have a couple of other panelists here. Denali, you got some questions here for Sporkman here with Chuck?
No, I've been enjoying listening what's going on. He really took a lot of the criticism and suggestions and feedback and incorporated into it. It shows, again, if you unfortunately don't succeed the first time, you keep trying until you succeed, and you try out new things and listen to the feedback that the community is giving you to be more enticing. You can see it overall compared to what it was the first time to this one. You see vast improvement, and even the art style, as Chester mentioned, has improved from the first one to the current one as well. Yeah. So it's overall a more solidly built project, not just as a campaign, but also as a product as well.
Well, these IPs are a living thing, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of praise.
No, it is.
Thanks.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, and I think for me, like when we got those couple art pieces back from Ginger on doing the coloring, I mean, her color just really ratcheted up the black and whites that Gifty did. And I mean, she turned everything up to 11. Gifty's work was great in black and white, but she just brought it out to an 11, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, no, it is.
They really pop. They really pop.
They do, yeah. And of course, I don't know her, but you can tell her that Ginger Foxy, that is a super sexy name. You tell her the Bugbear likes that name.
Will do.
Yeah, there you go.
She's Russian, so she may like it.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. or in Russia, she might send missile to me. Yeah. But how about you, George?
I am curious. In your writing, have you broken the fourth wall? And what is your approach to the humor? Is it what is the process?
So yeah, we've actually broken the fourth wall a couple times in here. We try to keep that we walk that fine line balance because with humor it's very suggestive, not subjective, but it's suggestive, and it could go either which way. This character is something that can go too far in the humor. So we really had to keep it turned down on the humor compared to like our first issue with conventions. We kind of had a lot of humor in it, more humor and not as much action and not enough character growth because it was only meant to be a one shot. Whereas with Japan, we really took the comedic aspect. We kept it there, but we tuned it down slightly so it could balance with the action. Where we did like a lot of more things were more like some of the one of the great things like our artist did was he did a lot of the facial features. A lot of the comedy comes from the facial features and through the lines. So that way we're not relying on a lot of overtly comedic aspects in the drawings themselves, but more from the facial features and the banter back and forth.
Well, now why did you make that decision? Why didn't you go a little bit more adult, a little bit more hardcore with it?
We kind of wanted to keep it as an all-age comic. One of the big reasons being is we felt that there's this niche that's missing in current comics. I like my dark stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love dark stuff. Matter of fact, Eric and I both have characters that we've created that are dark characters. I got one coming out called Volt Chaos Myth Gods, and he's got another one called The Wraith. And those deal more with darker elements, death and violence and stuff like that. Whereas Sporkman, that's our flagship. We wanted something that was more fun and humorous because we love comedy. So we wanted to keep it lighthearted, and we wanted to bring back that aspect of heroism. Now everybody's deconstructing the hero. We wanted that true hero, the heart back in comics.
I see. That's cool. And we've seen several people going more family or even kid route. Of course, we had the people from Hero on here. We got George with his Joe King, which is definitely an all ages book as well. I see over here in the chat Thundero, who is in the chat and where he should be here with sitting next to me. I don't have my oil holder. What are you doing? But he says Shazam is really good. Glad to hear it. Bullet says, in Soviet Russia, Ginger Fox likes you. You don't like a Ginger Fox. I appreciate that. But
Someone's gonna make a meme out of that already.
I hope so. I please do.
Well,
Take the
here
icon,
is the
take
one
my
good thing.
icon, take it. Go for it.
Here is the one good thing. She does live in Britain, so you know.
No, it doesn't matter. Russia's a good place too. I mean, a lot of people get on this kind of nonsense here, especially with the whole Trump thing about Russia, hate on Russia. Why?
Yeah,
Why shouldn't we be best friends with Russia? There's no reason for
for
us
sure.
not to be. That whole Soviet thing is gone and done, man. Are we supposed to still hate on Japan? Are we supposed to still hate on Germany? What are you doing? Knock it off.
Same thing with China. Yeah, same thing with China. So I look into, but because we got whiskey paint, for little girl lethals. So we got some good stuff coming out of Russia.
That's right. Yeah, little girl Letho, Slick Jimmy, another great looking project. Now that is adult.
Yeah.
Don't misunderstand it.
So I kind of think we're in that great balance. We'll let Slick do the adult stuff. We'll stick with the kid stuff.
Yeah.
Or
Actually,
the old age stuff.
one of my characters working on is actually a cannibal. And so I was trying to think, should I lighten this down? And I was like, how do you lighten down a cannibal? Nah, screw it. Balls to the walls, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. There's room for all. Actually, we can have kids books, we can have hardcore adult books, we can have everything in between. That's the wonderful thing about comic books. You
Mhm.
can do whatever you want. But this picture from her is really good. It's really anime-esque. It's a lot of fun. And it's got a good dynamic action movement and flow through it too. You know who another person I don't know if you've spoken to, but another person I think more people should talk to is Jiminy Cricket. And now Jiminy, he's a pro. I mean, he works all the time, but he does mainly advertising stuff. But I really think more people in this community should grab him for their comics because Jiminy not only does have an amazingly tight line finished work. I mean, it has a very pro finish look, kind of like Todd Mulrooney or Mike Miller, right? But the thing that Jiminy does better than pretty much anybody I've seen is dynamic action. That dude can make you feel a two-dimensional still image. He can make you feel that it's a ridiculous amount of movement he gets in his art. I don't know if you've spoken to Jiminy, but you might want to get in contact with him about some doing some projects if he's interested, because that is a really great artist. That
No, actually,
needs more love.
I'm not aware of him, so I
Yes,
will. What's his Twitter? Is he on Twitter or Facebook?
He has like a ridiculously difficult Twitter. I've told him about that before. He needs to change that, but he's stubborn. Yeah, I will try to get you in the right place to talk to him. But I really think more people need to be talking to Jiminy. But there are other people in this community as far as artists, and that's one of the great things about the fan edition, right? Because the pro edition, when they're pros, right, and they're going to cost you anything from $90 to who knows, $200+ a page, right? Very expensive.
Yeah.
Like we've had Vince Rodriguez on here, amazing artist, just absolutely stunning artist. But he's like $125 a page, and if you're willing to do a full-on professional project where you're spending 10 grand to make a book, well, I mean, that's cool, right? That's normal, right? But over here, what we're doing, we need to find something that's more cost-effective and have spec on the back end or something like that to try to get people on the book, because you can't afford that. Right, but we have a ton of really good artists that are hungry. Right, you get, like I said, you got Jiminy, you got Kevin Stewart, you got Eric Weathers, you have, I mean, even Todd Mulrooney again, right? You have these artists who are really, really top end, but yet they're trying to edge their way in, and we should help them.
I completely agree. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to tap Ginger, because I liked a lot of the stuff she was doing, and I'm like, I got to get something done for her for the campaign. And then I actually got a surprise coming down the road. I know we were briefly talking about this. Matt Weldon from Punchline,
Yep.
He's going to be doing a crossover poster for me if we make our goal. of our 5500. We're gonna get him to do and that every backer will get a print copy of that.
Well, now Matt Weldon, that's beast level. That's a whole nother conversation, dude. That's beast level right there. I mean, he's like Kanan White level, right? As far as new
Yeah.
faces we've seen, Matt Weldon is ridiculous. We also got someone right here in the chat who's a really good artist too. We got the Ryan Cardinal, amazing artist, right? Just goes on that list. Needs more attention, and that's what the cool thing about the fan edition that we do. I mean, sure we have fun, sure we send someone over to the pro edition. It's all well and good, but really, it's showcasing some absolutely stellar artists, and we have different styles. Like George here is on the fan edition quite a bit, and George has a very specific style, right? And if that's what you're looking for your book, well, there's George, right?
Right.
So it's something we really need to push because the writers and creators need the artists to get it done. And we do have them available. So it's really cool that you got this girl on board because I like it. It's nice looking, and she can color too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good piece of coloring job she
I
did.
just have to say, I'm not cheap. I'm very expensive. A good bag of Costco fries and some hamburgers.
You go, George.
That's expensive.
I actually got exposed to George's art the other night. I was watching the cheesecake challenge, and I really liked what he was doing there. I got to admit, George, that was some great art you were doing there.
Cheesecake challenge.
Yeah, I was.
Yep.
I was. What was it? The Slick Willie.
Oh, Slick Jimmy. Slick Jimmy. Yeah.
Yes, Slick Jimmy. Yeah.
Of course. Of course, Jimmy.
I did my best. Safe zone cheesecake.
Oh goodness! Of course, Jimmy was doing the cheesecake. Of course, he was. Freaking Jimmy! I love that guy though. He's got a great sense of humor, very funny, and an amazingly sexy voice, actually, or some manner of voice anyway. But Slick Jimmy is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we've been talking about this for a while, and everything kind of in and around it. We've talked about Sporkman before, and we will keep talking about Sporkman because you know what? Go back, Sporkman. Go back support these projects. They need your support. They should be getting more attention. You know what? If you can't actually put the money toward backing Sporkman or backing Handyman or backing Joe King or backing Tales from Beyond the Gate or whatever, IndieCron has a whole list of them. If you can't back them yourself, share it out, please. Share it to your community. Let people get over and check it out. That's helpful too. That's very helpful, right? Because we want to get these things funded. We want to get them out into people's hands, and we want to be able to try to build something out of this going forward. Now, of course, if we, it's all about the discerning buyer, and I get that, but you definitely help out where you can. And this is a fun project, and we're always happy to talk to you. But nevertheless, do you have a closing statement? Because we're going to move on and do a little bit of news before we finish out today. So why don't you give your last words to the folks here?
Not a problem. Thank you. Once again, just appreciate you guys giving me a chance to promote the project. I love Sporkman. I've been writing a character with my best friend for 13 years. We have a lot of adventures planned. Matter of fact, actually, I can tell you the next one. It's called Sporkman on the High Seas. We're actually taking the aspect of like Aquaman mixed in with some Pirates of the Caribbean, and we're just taking and making fun of it and just having fun.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. And Dragon even says, yes, you should go support the Veil War, which is Dragon's comic on Indiegogo as well. Please do. Absolutely.
Yep.
Good point. There's
For
a lot
sure.
of them. Yeah, go to IndieCron and check it out. There's a lot of good projects. And some of them are criminally underfunded. For what you're getting and the actual level of art and storytelling that's going on, unbelievable. Like Through the Woods is another one that's going on right now. I mean, come on, that is killer, dude. Hero, it's a kid's book, but that is stellar as well. There's a whole bunch of them, man. And I understand everyone can't back everything. It is what it is, but at least share it out so we can hopefully get some attention to these. Because we're trying to do over here is we're trying to build back up the comic book industry, right? Because the pros won't do it. They won't do it. The big guys won't do it. Marvel's basically bailing and selling it over at IDW, it looks like. DC is happy to tread water. They don't care. They're not doing anything. So if they're not going to do it, we have to do it. That's what this whole damn movement is about. It's about bringing back the comic book industry, and we have to do that by supporting it. You put your money where your mouth is kind of what it comes down to. You know what I mean? And if we want this to succeed, if we want to keep comics up, we have to do something about it, and that's what we've done. That's what this movement is. I mean, I know personally, I'm up to 40 books I've backed. What are you up to, Denali?
62.
Yeah, yeah,
Good God.
yeah. So,
I'm about 50 myself.
Yeah.
but I mean,
So-
it's about we're trying to rebuild something here, and Sporkman certainly can take that tick type of spot, right? I mean, it has that feel. It's fun, entertaining. That you can feel the passion coming out of Chuck, man, and the whole team. They're really excited about what they're doing, and that's why you see everybody who sits and talks about this project, like us and Edwin Boyette and John Malin and stuff like that, are so excited when they're talking about it because we can feel it, man. We can see it. But so definitely go check that out. But we do need to move on. So Chuck, please hang around for about 15 minutes, and we're going to cover a couple of bits of news and give us your opinion on that. Okay?
All right, I got a couple minutes, and I gotta head off to another stream here. Then,
Oh,
but I
no
will
problem.
definitely hang.
All right.
Appreciate
So
the.
let us break it up a little bit by looking at a trailer first. So we have two options. We could watch Godzilla, King of Monsters, official trailer 2, or no, it's not that one. I don't want that one. That's not the one I want. Or we could watch
It's right next.
Cobra Kai. No, that's an easy decision. All right, here we go. Godzilla.
Kaijus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kaijus,
man.
yep.
Hello?
Hello.
No audio.
For
Oh
us.
no, there's
but
audio
if you-
on the
Is anyone there?
other side, just not here for us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I just actually rewatched Godzilla today.
Oh, the original?
Yeah, or the one for us. Yeah, the 2014 version.
Oh, I see. We actually, on Funny Vision Movie Night, we watched the original Godzilla. That is a stunningly amazing movie. It shocked me how good it was.
Yeah. Oh, have you never seen the original Godzilla?
I did,
What-
but I saw the American one, not the Japanese version. The Japanese version is
Yeah.
is light years
It's
ahead
a
of
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, by far. Not to take anything away from Raymond Burr, because all his stuff was done
Senators,
afterward,
we
like
believe
later on
it. Yeah, it
months.
was all post. Yeah.
It was all post, but the original Godzilla just hands down, and it's amazing to see how relevant it is even today.
All right, this is a lot of the
Which of
same
these
stuff we've
titans are
seen in the
here to
first one. I haven't
protect
seen
us?
anything new yet. That was Mothra. Oh,
Actually, this is the first time I've seen a trailer.
really?
Yep. I purposely don't watch trailers on purpose to kind of I don't like avoid. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I think I'll make the exception for this.
So you want to make Godzilla our pet?
Wanda.
No,
Hey, it's the Verizon guy.
we would be his.
Ooh, Watanabe-san.
Yeah. Saying you're gonna make Godzilla pet. No, we are gonna be his pet.
Is that really odd-looking face lady?
So,
Did you need
question
that?
for you, Chester. Question for you, Chester. Since you live over in Japan, what does Japan really think about our version of Godzilla?
Oh, the 2014 one? I don't even consider it Godzilla.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
Although I've been hearing a lot of praise about this one. People are really excited about what they're seeing here with this one. Because this is a return to Monster Island, right?
Yeah.
Attack on monsters.
Attack on monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they despise the 1997 Godzilla. They don't even call it. They don't consider it. They actually made a whole movie of them destroying that version.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
and
see.
then-
Oh, yeah.
I was
Wonderful.
talking about the 97 one. I'm sorry. The 2014 one, I haven't heard much comment about it. Yeah, I apologize. That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, okay. It's not much different than the first trailer, but it still looks awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I
Yeah.
didn't even see. Maybe there was a couple more shots of Mothra. Maybe.
Yeah, a couple more shots of Mothra, a couple more shots of King Ghidorah.
But it looks
and some
wonderful.
of the other monsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on this channel, when I went to Tokyo Comic Con, I was there when they were doing the reveal trailer and having the panel on the stage at the Comic Con, and I was live streaming it. And for us on this channel, it's the biggest video we've ever had. It's almost 7,000 views now. So
Nice.
that was a big one for us. People are really excited about it. So yeah, Godzilla, man, rock on. All right, let's move over here. So should we do
Not
this one? No, it's not. I don't know if we want to. Do we really want to do this one? Do it. I don't want to disable my ad blocker, so therefore you don't get
just
looked at. Bye. All
well,
right.
I was going to say you could just click on saying continue without changing it. But
That's all
whatever.
right. I shall
All
keep my
right,
ad blocker.
John, fine. John Cho to star in Netflix Cowboy Bebop live action series. So here's your Bebop crew.
And we have Mustafa Shakir, the guy who played which character did he play? It was in the second season of Luke Cage. He played the Jamaican dude. Damn it.
Cottonmouth.
No,
No.
Cottonmouth was amazing. He played
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Anyway, yeah, I don't why I don't understand any of
Yeah.
this. I like Cho. I mean, I have no problem with this dude at all, but come on.
So you got Spike. then you got Jet. He's gonna be playing Jet.
Obviously.
Faye.
Hmm.
And then we don't know who the last guy is. I'm assuming the villain.
Maybe, and of course the kid isn't in there. But here's the thing: Scarlett Johansson goes over and does Ghost in the Shell, and actually the Ghost in the
Yeah.
Shell character is actually a foreigner anyway. But yet you get upset because it's not Japanese because you're a bunch of idiots and don't understand actually what's going on in the story. But yet John Cho here is totally fine to be playing a German. Right?
Oh yeah, it's
Yep.
never the opposite way. Here's the thing: they never cried. They never cried foul of the Full Metal Alchemist movie, which replaced all German characters with Japanese characters.
That's right. Yeah, because and that's because the Japanese made it, and it's a very bad movie. But the of course most Japanese live action are absolutely horrible. And that's because they use themselves to do it, and they don't care. The Japanese don't care anyway, right? It's only the Western people that care. But this is ridiculous nonsense. It's ridiculous. Right? He's the absolute worst choice. And you went with this old dude. If you're going to go with an old dude, go with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
That's at least better. And he does look a lot like the part, right? I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
They're both of similar ages. I mean, well, why? What are you doing? And why you once again?
And we know Keanu Reeves is immortal.
yeah,
He
for
is.
sure.
And he would handle the action a lot better than John Cho, because that's like the only thing Keanu does well.
Who's the girl? I don't know her.
She's from Iron Fist, right?
Is she Chinese? Is
She's
that
American.
Colleen Wing?
She's an American, but I think she's Chinese. She looks Chinese to me. But let me try to. Oh, she actually has that American roundness in her. I think she's mixed. But let me see here. I think she's the one from Iron Fist, right? Denelli?
I don't think she's from Iron Fist.
I don't know. But it doesn't matter. This is completely wrong.
Because you're thinking of Jessica Hardwick, and that's not her.
I don't know what her name is, but she looks very similar to her face. But I don't know. She's a pretty girl. I mean, and of course, I'm pretty sure this character, the female character, is Asian, isn't she? In Cowboy
Faye
Bebop.
Valentine.
I do believe Faye Valentine is part Chinese or Japanese,
Something like
or something
that.
like that.
She's mixed.
Yeah.
They're all mixed actually, because it's a future setting. They are mixed, but Spike, he's absolutely not that. That's he
Right.
like I said, Keanu Reeves or someone like him would be a better choice. But I don't know, whatever. It's just the typical same nonsense. You got to have one of every color, right? One of every color. It's so crazy, right? Whatever. That's I've been looking forward to a live action Cowboy Bebop for a long time, and now I'm not happy at all. And this is a TV series, by the way. This is not a movie, right?
I believe it's a Netflix TV series. Yep.
Oh goodness gracious. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, from Deadline Hollywood, Walt Disney Studios being sued over alleged gender pay inequality. So, a couple of female workers are suing Disney for being underpaid. compared to their male counterparts. We will see how far that goes if they don't get a countersuit.
They're going to lose it, of course, because obviously Disney is not breaking those rules at all because we have law on the book, for one. And two, we know Disney is absolutely crazy progressive. So yeah, that's not happening. These are just like the American soccer team who's like, we need equal money. Why? You don't make equal money. What are you talking about? You don't generate equal money, right? But we deserve it. No, you don't. Right? And this right here, I'm sure, is a similar situation. They're probably getting paid less because they work less or they're newer there or what have you. There's no way Disney has made that mistake because Disney is crazy pedantic for one, and two, they're extremely liberal and progressive. So this is a nonsense story, I am sure. And I haven't even read it. I don't care. Next. Oh no.
All right. Yeah. Rachel Weisz circling key role in Marvel's standalone film for Black Widow. So they're looking to get her to join another Oscar-winning actress to join in.
All right. I don't know who this lady is at all. Anybody?
She played
a Mummy. She was
Mummy. Yeah.
Yep. Her biggest role was the Mummy.
Yeah.
This super old lady.
Yes.
She's very old lady.
Yes, she played the Mummy, and she also played in Constantine.
Which one? Oh, you're talking about the old one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
The Keanu Reeves version of Constantine,
which is not Constantine, but that was fun though. I enjoyed that movie.
Yes,
that's a definite guilty pleasure. All right, so okay, why should I care? I don't know. It's unclear whether Black Widow will be an original tale or set after Avengers Endgame. Of course, it's going to be connected to the MCU. It's currently also unknown who Wise would be playing in the film. Okay, there's been a big push from the fans for Johansson's Black Widow to get her own movie. It's true. Since her first appearance in 2010's Iron Man 2, with the latest phase of the MCU ongoing or coming to a close, this studio saw this as the best time to move forward on the project. Okay. Unfortunately, I think you waited a little bit long. Scarlett is getting up there in age a little bit, and you're gonna have some difficulties with that, I think. But yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, who I think she could probably do, the madam who was kind of like running Scarlett Johansson's whole thing.
Oh, the ballet instructor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, that would mean they would flashbacks, and they would need a younger Black Widow. Maybe what they'll do, it'd probably be a clever thing to do, is have her going on some ongoing mission, and during the mission, she's really, if they were smart, she's really getting her butt kicked, and she's struggling, and she's maybe poisoned or something. She's dying or something during the movie, and she keeps having flashbacks of what brought her where she is, and this is where we get her origin. If they did something like that, I think that would be a fun movie, and they could keep Scarlett out of it is to a point, because the problem with Scarlett is she really doesn't carry a movie well. She really doesn't. She needs support. She's not that front person. She isn't. And so giving her some support in that way would be smart. I don't know. What do you think would be a good way to tell that story, Chuck?
I would agree with you. I think that would be a much more interesting aspect to the character. I think if you're going to do a backstory on her, and don't make it. You could have her doing some current event, but you get these flashbacks, and maybe you could even introduce what's her name, Yelovich, the one who actually kind of like took over her identity for a while.
Oh yeah, the blonde one. Yeah. Yeah, the Russian one. I can't remember her name offhand, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, at least that's what I would do. But I think your version is really good too.
It would make her so endearing. I mean, because the trouble the mistake they make with the female-led movies, particularly the hero ones, is they make them Mary Sue's. They're untouchable. There's no challenge. There's no threat. There's no worry. It's unfun. They make this mistake all the time. Ray, and we saw this with Captain Marvel. She's just kicks everybody's butt. Hulk can't even stand in front of her. having them struggle, and like I said, if she was somehow poisoned or somehow dying throughout the movie and desperately trying to live, and we get a backstory of who she is, that would be amazingly fun story, and we would love her more, right? So, well, we'll see.
Well, if they do it right, because what you're saying could be easily made bad pacing, bad,
Yeah,
bad things. So you have to be really careful
you
with
do.
those types of things. So and you have to have some director with a strong visual cinematic vision and someone that knows the character and is able to enable her to succeed in that type of film that you're talking about. Otherwise, it becomes jarring to the audience, going back and forth kind of deal.
That's right.
And takes up.
And of course, the point I also added about Scarlett herself. But a really good director can do that. Like, for instance, we just saw Ken Watanabe in the Godzilla movie, right? And for most Western people's experience with Ken Watanabe is a very positive one. I think most Westerners would consider him to be a pretty good actor, right? We saw him in The Last Samurai. You saw him in Batman, etc. And Iwo Jima as well from Clint Eastwood. And the thing is, but he's one of those guys, right? Whereas if he has a really good director, he shines. If he doesn't, he is. It's really shocking to see how bad he can be, actually. And living over here in Japan, where the real problem is directors. The directors here are horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Because we see that the actors occasionally go out into Hollywood or other places and do well. So it's the directors that are really bad here. And I've seen Watanabe-san in several things, and it's shocking how bad he is. It's really bad, right? But if you put him under a good director, say like Clint Eastwood, he shines. So this is a very good point, and I think Scarlett Johansson is one of those people. She needs a solid director to focus her, and what she did in the Ghost in the Shell, she didn't have it. That matter of fact, that director didn't even understand Ghost in the Shell. I really want to slap someone in the head, because it's like, you're going to remake a classic like that, and you're going to take some director who has no clue what the hell he's doing. Really?
They thought it was going to be an easy sell. Oh, you're going to get Scarlett Johansson, and it's going to be an easy guy. There's a fan base. They're going to eat it up like nothing. And no. I mean, it's one of those smart films that, at the glance, it looks like a typical action adventure animation. But if you think of the philosophy behind it, then it's really deep.
It is, and they missed it completely. And that was a revolutionary movie when it came out. And the thing with that as well, though, is, that director is so off base that not only did, when he saw Scarlett Johansson show up in that white tight body outfit, he didn't immediately send her back to wardrobe and said, redo it. He should have done that immediately. She looked horrible in that. And second thing, just off the top of my head, she was literally walking around and acting like a robot. She was acting like a robot. And you don't understand that, oh, I'm sorry, it's a human brain. It's not a robot at all. Right? And they didn't get it because someone told Scarlett it's not even
her whole body. Well, no, her whole body is cybernetic.
Yes, but her mind isn't.
Human.
Her mind is spinal column are the only things that are still human.
That's right. But she was acting robotic the whole time, like she was some robot. Someone told her you're a robot.
You're supposed to act like RoboCop before he realized he was human.
Yeah, and that's not even close to being true.
Well, the thing is, like, I can understand about her moving a little bit heavier with because she's got a cybernetic body. It would move a little bit heavier. But yeah, that was one of the big issues that I had, was she was way too much like a robot. It felt like I was watching Bite Set and Video Man.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
But here's the thing: her body is a military grade weapon, which it would not move heavy at all. That was something that was addressed in the source material, that it moves like liquid. It was a liquid body. That's why she was and it was high end. It was a high end body thing.
The other thing the other thing they got wrong, well, there was a reason why she took he took a military body, a female body on top of that, because A, was more nimble. And the other thing the director got wrong was Toko is a guy. If you read the original manga, he is a guy.
Yeah.
that took on a female body.
Yeah, but it's just but the point once again.
Yeah.
They have no clue what the source material, what they were doing whatsoever, and
Yeah.
this is a problem. This is one of the things that Kevin Feige has done that makes these Marvel, run of 11 years now of just ridiculously
Yeah.
good movies is because Kevin Feige is an actual comic book fan. Right? He knows
Yep.
the source material,
Right.
or he makes sure it is perfectly researched. Then they adjust it, right? And that is why they've been successful. Even
Well,
because
they had a council of people from Marvel that were actually overseeing the story
yeah,
and the development to make sure that it was adhering to canon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm just saying it's really important with that. So I feel a little more comfortable with this Scarlet's Black Widow movie because it is a Marvel movie. I just really hope they don't SJW it because it would be a big shame, right? That's all I'm saying. Because just follow what we've been doing with her, give her a struggle, a real challenge, really make us love her more, right? Anyway, that was a very round circular talk about don't screw it up.
For
Yeah.
sure. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to go, but I thank you
So
again,
do we.
Chester. We'll have to
Yeah.
do this again.
Please, you're always
Absolutely.
welcome, dude.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, follow everyone here on Twitter. Let's make sure we all have our
Yeah, go ahead and give your
follow each
contact
other on
information.
Twitter.
Good point, George. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So you can find me at I am on YouTube and Twitter at Sporkman Studios, and along with Instagram. Very simple.
Oh, awesome. All right. So, guys, definitely go and check that out. Of course, we talked about Sporkman for here most of the show, and it's a really fun project, man. Go check it out. If you can't back it, share it. Just hit these little buttons over here and share the thing, right? It's a real simple, easy thing to do. And thank you all for coming today. Of course, I have in a little less than an hour, I have the Drone Recorded Fan Edition, which we'll be running. Would love to see you guys over there. And we're going to be doing something. I'm not sure exactly what the choice is, but I got to go see what Pixel's thinking, and he's usually cooking up something. And of course, we have many other things we do throughout the week, as usual. We do have a guest on FanSpeak this week, Thrashers. Now, I mean, let me just give you an introduction to this. 80s heavy metal alien invasion. Enough said. Right. So come check out that Go project that's going on. We're going to have on FanSpeak this week. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. And other than that, we have Joe King from George. So, George, give me your contact, dude. George.
GeorgePeterGansis.com. It's very simple. Everything's all the links are there to the Indiegogo and also to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's help Georgie get over to 1,000 subscribers. I'll be more than happy to follow you too if you subscribe me, because then I'll know who you are and I will follow you. I will.
Sweet. All right.
I will.
Awesome. Thank you very much, George. Thank you very much, Chuck. And of course, with us here, guys, we're happy to see you here every day. We really do appreciate it. And of course, keep in mind Tales from Beyond the Gate. That is a project that needs to get funded. Absolutely. It's the first joint community book. I mean, come on. It has people from all across the community. So please go back there or at least share it out and support it. But beyond that, we're going to let Denali do what he does. And of course, he's going to take us out of the show as usual. Let me jump over here real quick, though, and get this set up before I do that. Yeah, tell them what else I didn't mention there, please.
All right. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sportsman Studios, for joining us and sharing your new campaign for Sportsman Goes to Japan. Much excitement for Sporkman Studios to see get funded. As Chester mentioned, there's going to be the Drawn and Quarter Fan Edition at 10 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, FanSpeak at 8 p.m. with Thrashers, the creators of that comic book. Followed by Saturday, which is going to be Bunny Vision Movie Night with The Princess Bride that we're going to be watching at
be cool.
8 p.m. Eastern. And then follow that.
Before you finish, though, Denali, just hold that thought. We did have a Pixel Trader just jump in. Pixel, you have an announcement?
Mm-hmm.
Spoon.
Absolutely. I missed him. Oh, you missed it.
No, I didn't really. I've got something to share, but I can't share it online. I'll have to show it offline. But
okay,
I was just coming in to say hi because I missed the stream. I'm like, oh no, Sporkman's on, and I didn't get a chance to talk to
Tell
him.
the people what we're doing on Fan Edition then.
Well, it depends on. Actually, it's up to you, really. But I thought we were doing the. I can't even say her name. the what is her name? The Pirate Queen from
Bellet. Yeah.
Bellet, thank you. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And we've got a number of people, but if anybody, we still have a couple slots open. So if there's anybody watching right now that wants to take part, hit up Chester or hit up me, and we'll get you on the docket to run tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Go ahead and finish out to Nelly. Sorry.
All right. And then followed by Sunday, we're going to be doing the tinfoil hat. We haven't chosen a topic, so that means tomorrow we're going to have to really tell you what the topic that's going to be for that day. But otherwise, thank you for joining us again. Share, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have any comments or feedback to improve our shows, just let us know. We're always here to listen in to improve. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Later, guys.
Aloha.